Hey all, and welcome back to Fuzzy Dirty Gaming, and a new video on the channel with the second update for the Reign of Ours Raider character. I've cleared my Atlas, I've picked a farming strategy, so we'll go through what it was like to clear the Atlas, what currency making methods I'm using, how successful they are, then we'll go through the gear. There's not much to go through in terms of progression, we've just slightly upgraded the gear a bit. The only thing I have done is upgraded my bow a tiny bit. I bought a better base with more LED DPS, and then I've actually crafted the crit chance, strength, and intelligence just to ease the attribute requirements. And all the other gear with the fracture stuff is crafted as per the guide. But we've got Hiris. I've put Fury Bolts onto it as an anoint because I come across a couple of oils, and this anoint is really, really cheap. And then we've managed to roll reduced mana cost on the helmet, haste effect. So we're now using haste just because we rolled that effect. Critical strike multi for attack damage, and then attack speed. Not really much to go through on the gear. It's not changed very much, and it is basically as per the crafting guide in the main video. I did go and buy a new tincture from trade. It was not much. It was like 5C, I think. So this is all damage can shock, which means we get bigger shock, so more damage, and 75% increased damage against enemies that are on low life. So as soon as they hit 50% life, 75% increased damage against them, which is nice. It's not an amazing boost, but tinctures for an attack build, there's not many I really need because I've got onslaught and phasing, so I can't use those ones. And a lot of the other ones are really for different build archetypes. So this one, I think, for me, works best for a cheap tincture. I would like to get the other ascendancy going where we can go the charm route and get some really interesting combos for buffs going there, but I've not come across any, and I don't want to go buying any until I know exactly what I like. So let's have a look at our Atlas tree. So I'm level 94, 35 deaths, which I think is not bad considering the league's been pretty rippy. And my Atlas tree looks like this. I have tried loads of different variations of things. Ignore it's a bit half finished because I've run out of orbs I'm making and they're quite expensive. The idea originally was to do a full-on ultimatum strategy and combine it with some other things, but with the lead mechanic, it just made it too difficult. I also didn't have a huge map supply, so I've gone back to Wandering Path, but I've also put in Expedition and Ultimatum along with Ruinous Wager, which works amazingly for this build, and we'll do that as a showcase. I'm able to get to 10 rewards pretty much every round without ever worrying about dying because you take 50% less damage. I thought I might have to go the spell dodge route, but I don't ever rarely get any more than 2 stacks of Ruin on me in any encounters. There is only one specific encounter that's very difficult where there's these pustule type things that spawn and they shoot out lightning tendrils and they apply Ruin, and you can't dodge them obviously because I don't have spell dodge. Every time they hit you, you get Ruin because spell suppression just lowers the damage. It doesn't stop you taking damage. So there are a couple of rounds where I'll give up early if I get that particular thing, but it seems very, very rare. So I've got Big Bong. You don't want that type of expedition. We have Big Bomb, Big Bomb Expedition. So all we're doing is we're going into Mesa. We are killing the boss to then get boss altars out of the way so we can just get minion altars. We're doing an expedition if it turns up, and then we are doing the ultimatum if it turns up. If I call it metamorph, I mean ultimatum. I keep saying metamorph, but I mean ultimatum. So it is a strategy where the maps aren't particularly quick. They can be 5 minutes if you get Ultimatum and Expedition. And I wouldn't say it's particularly profitable either. Ultimatum is not very good. Expedition is good, but we're not exactly juicing it up. But I'm really enjoying it. But it is slow. I would think I'm making between 1 to 2 divines an hour. And I don't want to pretend that I'm making more than this. This is not a strategy to do if you want to make profit, because Ultimatum really doesn't look like it's very good. I'm still trying to figure out the balance of Ultimatum. I've tried juicing maps. I've tried running them white. The only difference I've seen to this is you get offered a couple more catalysts. I've tried juicing maps and I got a divine on round 10. And then on a white map, I got a divine at round 10. So it doesn't look like those premium currencies get affected by quantity. It's just you may get 3 because that's the reward they want to give you. So I'm not convinced quantity plays much part in Ultimatum, but I may be wrong. So yeah, in terms of currency, we've had 2 raw divines drop from Ultimatum. We have had plenty of chaos and we've spent a lot of it. I've probably spent like 200 chaos on this build, maybe 150. I've not spent a lot, and it's performing really well. Had some annulments from the altars. Val Chaos again from Ultimatum. Ultimatum has spat out some good stuff. It's just you do get a lot of rubbish as well, and you do have to go to round 10, like 9 and 10, to actually have a chance of getting anything decent. So I'm not sure what the plans are from here. We're obviously going to stand this character, get some more currency, but I am desperate to try something else. This build, as good as it works, it isn't the most fun and engaging build. It gets the job done, fine, does what it says on the tin, Ron Seal style, but I would like to play something a bit more fun and engaging, even if it means I've got to farm my ultimatums in yellow maps or whatever it is. I would like to try something different. So not sure what that is yet though, so we may as well stay on this build, get a bit of currency. And any gear we do craft, if we craft decent stuff, we should be able to sell it to Lightning Arrow and Tornado Shot players anyway. So that's kind of the update. We've got a few map drops and boss fragments and things like that we could sell. Probably had like 7 or 8 Forbidden Tomes, so the drop rate on them is still pretty plentiful, so I can't imagine they'll be worth much again this league. So yeah, in terms of the Alice, 107 out of 115. All of the non-unique maps are done with bonus objectives. I just need to get my unique maps done. And all of the non-boss favourite slots have been picked up. So we need to start going doing Shaper, Cirrus, things like that. But the build as is could definitely do Cirrus and Shaper and Elder. I don't think I'd want to tackle Maven and Uber Elder just yet because I'm not that great at the fights. Which means if I brick them, it's quite a large cost of investment that you have to pay for those fragments. So let's go and just run a very quick ultimatum and I'll show you how it performs. Like, it's not the quickest because the DPS is still fairly mediocre until we get a really good bow. So I think I'm now finally out of messes. So we're going to go and run some jungle valleys. I've just come out of the map quickly because there is one more thing I need to go through with you because I've actually changed the build up in terms of sockets. I've dropped my ballistas, not because I don't think they're good. Ballistas are better single target. But with ultimatum being the main thing I'm doing, you don't have time to drop ballistas. You're going to die if you try and drop ballistas at the beginning of every round. And they're probably just going to get annihilated and only out of falling. So what I've done now is I've rejigged my gem sockets. So in here, I have my power charge on crit, frenzy, inspiration, mana forged arrow. In a helmet, we've got burning arrow, mana forged, ensnaring arrow, and inspiration for some single target. We've got a mark on hit in here. And then we have haste, flame dash, and grace in here, which means we have a spare falling, which again, we've got another mana forge set up. Now, what I've gone here is Storm Rain of the Conduit, because this, you only need 10 arrows in the ground. That's the most you can get. Makes sense for a build like Raider because we're not stacking extra projectiles. If I had a Deadeye and I have 5 projectiles, I'd obviously go Storm Rain. I don't. So 10 arrows works really well because I can get most of them into the ground. And if we really were worried about single target, we could get 1 proj from the tree, and that would guarantee that you've always got 10. So as a lightning arrow as well, just for some single target. I don't know whether it's, you know, the best gem for that. Mana forge and then inspiration. And actually single target's been better because our ballistas are only on a 4-link. So we'll go and do this map. We're not going to do the boss because it's Jungle Valley. It's more just to showcase what ultimatum's like. So we'll go back into the map because I had already started it. So we've got Expedition as well, so we can demo that. I've also automated my flask with use when full, which works really well with tinctures because you're getting them full all the time when you're hitting enemies. So we'll just kill these stragglers here. And then we'll go and see where we might want to put this. So we'll try putting it here and see what comes up. Fist damage, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Now, I know obviously this would be much better if I was going to... What happened there? If I was to put Quant on it. There must be some weird mod on it because I'm not doing any damage. That's very strange. I was just wandering around thinking it was going to be absolutely fine, and then it got absolutely melted. That's a bit better. Is it this thing? Oh, it's life regen. This could be interesting. Hopefully he keeps hitting Danig. No, he's going to hit me. Oh, I should have the mastery for the life regen, shouldn't I? This is a bit silly. Please die. We've got coal, so... Right, that was crazy. That's why I don't do the lead mechanic, because that monster would have basically been unkillable and then they'd chase me around the rest of the map. So it's not worth doing, I don't think, without juicing it up, but I quite enjoy the big bomb expedition, so I've been doing it. So we'll go and see if we can actually get an ultimatum. But we had our first altar, which was Scarabs. So if we can actually get onto drop, it would be nice. Oh, here we go. We did get ultimatum, so we'll clear a little bit of the map just so we've got some space. Cool. Little shrine there, we'll take that. Oh, there we go. Our first scarab. Quicksilver flask, have that. Crit shrine, also good. We'll just clear back here and then we will carry on. But yeah, red altars are definitely not very profitable at the moment, but it's kind of like that every year or every league. And then people forget about them and suddenly the stuff jumps up in price because no one's farming them and people need the embers and boss invitations and things like that. So what have we got? Defeat waves of enemies. Perfect. So the way I've been doing these, Stalking Rune is absolutely fine as long as you don't take up to level 4. As long as you keep moving, you'll never get hit. Stormcaller's runes, you can tank up to like level 4. So again, they're fine. Cannot gain flask charges, definitely not going to take. So we'll take this one. And then all I do, like everyone says, it's run around in Circle League, and that is exactly what it is, because you stay still, you die. So we'll do Ruin again, because it's honestly fine. If we get hit the odd time, it doesn't really matter. Now, obviously, we've taken the Keystone, so all monsters can inflict Ruin. But we have good evasion, and not many of them seem to be spells, so we're doing okay at the moment. But all you do, because you can get 7 stacks. If you end up on 4 or 5, you just collect. It's not the end of the world. But you do need to get kind of quite far for it to even be worth doing. Because as you can see at the moment, the rewards are just, yeah, non-existent. So this one is also fun, choking me out. So it's just this tiny chaos cloud follows you around. It's super, super slow. You can take that up to like level 3 or 4, I find, and it's okay. One mod I did take, which I regretted, is where it makes the circle smaller because it makes it really small. So I've not tried this, but I imagine it's quite bad. So I guess they take life. Actually, this should be okay because we mitigate 50% of damage. I've never tried this one, so I'm going to take it. Because this causes enemies to kill themselves, essentially. So, be curious to see how much of an elemental damage buff they get. 15 splinters, not bad. So we're going to do Choke and Masma again. And with these kill enemies, it's as you would think it is. Rare enemies get you a lot more points on the bar than like normal enemies. So if you can, it's really good to target those enemies. I don't know if blueprints are worth anything, but again, we'll take it. So we're still at 1 ruin, as you can see. And I know it's a white map. It's not all on 2 ruin. It's not exactly got difficult modifiers on it, but I honestly haven't noticed a difference, so I didn't see the point. Especially when we drop Wandering Path and actually go the Keystone way, or the node where you can double your rewards, then I think just running it might make sense, because the further you can get, the more rewards you're likely to be able to keep up. So these are fine as well. They're just like do a little bit of fizz damage and put corrupted blood on you. So as long as you've got a life flask, or be immune to corrupted blood would probably be the better option, but they're quite expensive at the moment, those jewels. So as you can see, because I don't have the best DPS, it takes a while to do these. I can't just stand there and tank because I don't have the damage to be able to do it and get out of harm's way. So this is what you'll find a lot of the time. The reward in round 10 is basically an 8 mod map. And the higher tier you do, the higher tier map you get. But I haven't seen like T14 to 16. So we'll do this anyway because I don't think we're in any danger of bricking this. So we'll go and finish it. Oh, there is a danger of bricking it if you run outside the ring though. So we'll try and concentrate some of this fire. There we go. So as you can see, it's really, really simple. The ultimatums, they're not difficult, but they are also not particularly rewarding. So we'll just go and finish this map. Because we should also be due a map drop, because I don't think we've had one. I also need to go to a strict filter. There's no way I want to be shown orbs of transmutation no matter what size stacks they drop in. So yeah, as you can see, not a smooth or profitable strategy, but I'm just doing it for fun. I know the currency will come eventually, even if it's just the odd divine. I really don't care. It's absolutely fine. But yeah, that's kind of it for the video. There will be one final video. It won't be like tomorrow or the day after. It's going to be when I've got my build finished and I'm ready to go and take on Uber Elder and Maven, so we'll do a video on that. But I don't think it's worth bringing one out before because it's just going to be me trying different lead mechanics or tweaking with different gears. But I am going to be on Twitch most of this week because I'm off work, so I'll maybe be on Tuesday and Thursday, and then at the weekend, just in case people wanted to check out progress or ask questions. But that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching and tuning in. Take care, and see you in the next one.